Hi everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I had a good weekend. I missed you guys on Friday. We'll get started in just a second here. Alright. Yeah, perfect. You guys know the drill. Do me a favor if you haven't already. Type your name in the chat. Just need to take attendance. Good to see you all. All right. So, our health corner today is all about holiday food swaps. The holidays are rapidly approaching, you guys. Next week is Thanksgiving already, if you celebrate that. And then soon after is Hanukkah and Christmas. Very exciting. It's like the best time of the year. I think it's the best time of the year. All right. So we'll start with our healthy habit challenge from last week. Last week we talked about oral health. Does anyone want to share what they did that was good for their oral health? What did we do? Who wants to share? Yeah, Kiana, you want to share?
I have broccoli, cheddar soup, and on the side I have sandwich.
You had spinach on the side. That's very healthy. That's a very balanced meal you have there. But I want to hear what you guys did for your oral health. So what does that mean? Remember, we take care of our mouths. What did we do? Ian, you brushed twice daily after every meal. Awesome. Gabriel, you flossed and brushed your teeth every morning and night. Excellent, you guys.
So I have a question.
Yes, Gilbert.
And so, and I keep brushing my teeth every morning and night and wash hands at least 20 seconds and eat healthy food such as fruits, vegetables, and drink plenty water.
That's great, Gilbert. You've got lots of these healthy habits covered. That's excellent. Kyle, plaque, bye-bye. Exactly. We want to say goodbye to that plaque on our teeth. Excellent, you guys. Making me so proud. All right. Well, today is going to be a good healthy habit challenge as well. Seth, you keep getting kicked out of the meeting. I'm sorry. It might be your internet connection. I'm not kicking anyone out, I promise. If you get kicked out though, don't worry, I'll let you right back in if something goes wonky. Nicole, wait, you flossed. Excellent. We want that food out of our teeth, right? Because what does it grow? It grows bacteria, and bacteria makes plaque. Yuck, we don't want any of that. Good job, you guys. All right, so as a reminder, we're talking about our holiday food swaps. What types of foods do we want to be eating? This is from a past health corner. Kailani, exactly right. We want to be eating whole foods, right? And why do we want to eat whole foods? We want to eat them because they have not been modified and they offer us more nutrients, right? So what kinds of nutrients do they offer us? They give us vitamins, minerals. Remember those tiny little molecules that help our bodies function properly. Gabriel, yes, organic foods and salads. Yep, those are examples of whole foods. Excellent, excellent. So think fruits, think veggies, think whole grains, all that good stuff. Kyle, grapes, yeah, that's a good example as well. All right, what should our plate look like? We've talked about this so many times before. What should our plate look like? Who knows? Yeah, Kiana?
I think the purple is the protein.
Okay. And what else? Who else has an idea of what our plate should look like? What's on this side of the plate? The red and green. Someone knows. Green is veggies. Yes, exactly, Ian. Exactly, Elaine. Fruit and veggies on this side. And we said we got protein. What else is on our plate? What are we missing? We still got what's on the side over here or what's over here? Opio, exactly, grains. And what's on the side right here? Dairy, Kailani, exactly right. Good job, you guys. You are exactly right. That's what our balanced plate looks like. And it's really important to eat balanced, right? Because each of these food groups gives us a different type of nutrient that helps a different part of our body function. Super important. Do we want lots of variety in our food? We've talked about this too. Do we? Or do we want to eat the same thing over and over and over again? Yes, Gabriel, exactly right. We want
Yes.
lots. Yes, Gilbert, exactly right. We want lots of variety in our food. One, because it is boring to eat the same meal over and over and over again. But also, we want to be eating the rainbow to ensure that we give our body lots of different types of nutrients, right? Every different type of food, or especially whole foods, so like an apple and an orange, the stuff that an apple has will be different than what the orange has and gives our body. So we want to make sure that we have a super balanced diet, eating lots of different types of whole foods. And so moving on to why this is relevant now, the holiday season is a super fun and festive time, or it certainly can be, but we still want to be mindful that we eat a balanced diet. So let's look at this picture. Does this look like anyone's holiday festive table? Maybe something similar. You guys have something similar at home? I know I have something similar at home. Mine doesn't look quite as nice, but the food groups. So let's see, how many food groups can we identify in this photo? What do you guys see? 8 food groups, Gabriel. I don't know if there's 8, but that's a good guess. All right, let's start here. What are these? Okay, I see. Okay, Kylan, you see green beans. Yep, hope you have green beans. Kyle, cranberry sauce, sprouts. Okay, and what are those? Those are what? Fruits and veggies, right? Kiana, you see turkey. What food group does turkey belong to? Is turkey a vegetable? Yeah, exactly right, you guys. It's a meat. So it's exactly right, Gilbert. It's a protein. Turkey is a protein. So super important. And then right here in this little corner, maybe there's some stuffing, maybe. So we see a fruit, which is the cranberry sauce, a vegetable, green beans, and the protein, turkey. What, oops. What food groups are missing? I already showed you the answer, but somebody tell me what food groups are missing. We've got a fruit, a vegetable, and a protein. What's missing from our balanced plate? Someone knows. The gravy. Yeah, gravy would make this meal much more delicious. But what food group are we missing? We've got our fruit, our vegetable, our protein. Hopefully, exactly. We're missing grains, and there's one more. In that picture, it's the blue one. What else are we missing? It is blue on that first slide, or on the previous slide. Someone knows. So we have a fruit, a veggie, a protein. But Opio says we're missing grains. And we're missing one more food group. What's missing? Do we want a hint? You need a hint? That's a good guess, but that's a dessert. I think this food group is in pumpkin pie sometimes. It's the food group that milk belongs to. What food group is that? Someone knows. Elaine, exactly right. Dairy. Yes, Hopio. Yes, Kiana. Dairy. So we have here what we already have in our meal here is a veggie, a fruit, a protein, but we are missing whole grains and dairy to have a balanced plate, right? Good stuff, you guys. Now, food and cooking can be a great way to get creative and to make memories with your loved ones. So this year, I want to challenge you all, if you don't already, to help out in the kitchen and help make your holiday meal. And this can be super fun to hang out with your family and get really creative. But also, it's really important to know exactly what's in your food. When you're making things, you can decide exactly how much of an ingredient you want to put in there, and that way you know how balanced that meal is. Because sometimes there can be lots of little sneaky hidden stuff in our food that we don't even know about. So let's talk about a few healthy holiday food swap ideas. Remember that it's all about balance. So these are just some suggestions, something for you to think about, and some creative ways to have fun with food. So the first food swap idea is for dessert pies. So I know pie is a great dessert for the holiday season. I want to challenge you or think about the idea that instead of pecan or custard pie, which has a lot of added sugar and saturated fats, we can try swapping for a more nutrient dense pumpkin or sweet potato or apple pie. The reason why sweet potato or pumpkin or apple pie is a little bit more nutrient dense is because they have whole foods in them, right? Pumpkin is a whole food, apple is a whole food, and sweet potato is also a whole food. So while we still want to be eating, we can be eating sweets in moderation. Those whole foods will add some fiber and additional nutrients to our delicious treat. That's a fun idea. Who likes pumpkin or apple pie? I do. Super yummy, right? So that's something to think about. It can be super delicious. Yeah, you guys like apple and pumpkin pie? Awesome. And sweet potato pie, Kyle. Awesome. All right, now to get into some of the main dishes, pot pie versus shepherd's pie. So shepherd's pie usually has a lot more vegetables and protein, which makes it a bit more nutrient dense. So instead of pot pie this holiday season, which can be loaded with a lot of butter and a lot of refined or processed starch, remember we want whole foods, not processed foods. We can try to swap out our pot pie for shepherd's pie. If you haven't had shepherd's pie, it's usually some type of ground meat, so a protein with a bunch of vegetables, and something that's similar to like mashed potatoes on top. It's really delicious. Give that a go. All right. Oops. How did that get in there? All right. Our third swap is to do oven baked kale or sweet potato chips. I know at my holiday dining table, there are tons and tons of dips. We are a dip family. So instead of having regular old packaged processed potato chips, we could actually make our own sweet potato or make our own potato chips at home. That way we know exactly what's in them, right? There's less processed ingredients. Maybe we just chop up some potatoes and put them on a baking sheet with a little bit of oil and bake them in the oven. That's way better for you than this packaged potato chip. So instead of French fries or processed potato chips, we can make our own chips at home to dip in our favorite dips. How fun would that be? And you know what? You can be super creative with this. So if you are feeling a little bit adventurous, maybe instead of sweet potato, you could even do carrots or something fun, right? So there's all kinds of fun ways that we can spice up our food and make them just a little bit more nutrient dense using whole foods instead of processed ones. All right, so our fourth tip is instead of candied yams, which are full of sort of processed fats and added sugars, we can instead have some roasted sweet potatoes that have additional vitamins and minerals and fiber. So it can still be a sweet treat, but it's just a little bit more, we're just trying to be a little bit more conscious of the ingredients and the nutrients that we're putting into our body. And it's super easy to roast sweet potatoes. You just put them right in the oven. They're delicious. You can add a little bit of butter, but it makes a big difference in comparing these two dishes. All right, our fifth swap is between roasted sweet potatoes, yum with butter. Gabriel, you like that? They're really good. They're a really great holiday staple in my household. All right, bread pudding. Instead of bread pudding, which can be super heavy in processed starches and saturated fats, which is all processed stuff, we can instead try to have some baked apples. Has anyone ever had baked apples? Me neither. I never heard of it, but I looked up some recipes while I was creating this health corner PowerPoint, and they look delicious. I'm gonna make it my mission to try them this weekend. You basically core out an apple, so you take out the middle part and you can stuff it with whatever you want, and then you bake them, and it's almost like a crustless apple pie. Delicious. But it's a little bit more healthy because remember, apples are a whole food, so they have all those minerals, all those vitamins that we want, and they're a little bit more nutrient dense. And as a tip, you could add a dollop, a little spoonful of vanilla Greek yogurt for some extra protein and some dairy, and it can be a substitute for whipped cream for a more nutrient dense, more fulfilling snack or treat. Let's see what's the chat saying here. Yeah, Kiana, you're gonna help your parents cook healthy food. That's awesome. That's exactly the goal. Excellent, you guys. Good. All right, our sixth tip is mashed potatoes. Who likes mashed potatoes? Anyone? I see some smiling faces. Yeah, you guys like mashed potatoes. I'll let you know a secret.
I like mashed potatoes too.
Great, Gilbert. Love to hear it.
Oh yeah.
I do not like mashed potatoes. That's a little fun fact about me, but I understand why people do like mashed potatoes. Now, my question for you is, can you tell the difference between these two photos? I cannot tell the difference. They look so similar to me. If anyone thinks they're super different, let me know, but I think that they look almost the same. And as a food swap idea, let's see. Oh, yep. So as a food swap idea, mashed potatoes, though a holiday favorite and a staple, totally understand, they can be really dense in starch, right? We want a good variety of in our food. So we don't want a ton of potatoes on our plate, right? So as a swap, we can try having mashed cauliflower. So this is, I'll let you know, this is the mashed cauliflower and this is the mashed potatoes, but they look almost identical. Or if you're not feeling that adventurous, you could try doing half and half. So we could try doing in our regular mashed potato recipe, we do half the potatoes and add some cauliflower instead. And what that's going to do is it's going to add variety, right? We want variety in our food. It's also going to offer us some additional protein and additional vitamins that are going to help us a lot. So that's a fun little thing you could try. Give it some thought. See if you're feeling adventurous this holiday season. Could be fun. Our seventh swap is casserole. So I don't know if anyone's families make casserole. My family used to. We don't anymore. I don't actually know why, but even veggie casserole, although it's delicious and it usually has a lot of variety of veggies, it can also contain a lot of hidden processed ingredients, like lots of butter, lots of starches and cheeses that we typically want to eat in moderation. So remember, this goes back to helping cook in the kitchen. Maybe you see this casserole and you think, wow, it's full of veggies, but you didn't help cook it. So you actually have no idea what exactly is in it. And that's why this holiday season, we're all going to help cook in the kitchen, right? But an idea to swap out for the casserole is actually just plain roasted veggies. You can season them really well and put them in the oven. They're super healthy, super nutrient dense, and they're really filling too. So you're getting all of your essential vitamins and minerals, and you're feeling full afterwards, which is great. So that's just a fun idea. And the last one is not necessarily a food swap, but it's an ingredient swap. because I know the holidays have many, many classic recipes that many of which call for heavy cream. And heavy cream, while it's okay in moderation, it does have some dairy in it. It also has, it's pretty processed and it has a lot of saturated fats. And so my tip for you is for any recipe that calls for heavy cream, we can swap it out for coconut milk or coconut cream. And it'll still give you that really creamy consistency and taste, but it has just like a little bit less of that saturated fat in it. And it can give you some more nutrients too as a bonus. Yeah, good stuff, you guys. You have great ideas in the chat. Oven roasted potatoes, that sounds great, Ho'opio. Mushroom and broccoli casserole with cheese. Gilbert, that sounds good if we make it at home on our own, right? We could also just roast mushroom and broccoli on their own in the oven. Hamburger casserole, interesting. Organic milk, yeah, that's a good idea too. Good job, you guys.
Organic milk.
Yeah. All right. Does anyone have any questions about today's health corner?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, Gilbert.
So I have a question is, so how do we eat foods, the holidays in the winter?
How? Well, we just eat them, right? So we want to be aware and conscious of eating a balanced diet. And what that looks like is eating a balanced meal a balanced plate at every meal, right?
Yeah.
We want to see.
And also I eat is some healthy foods.
That's great. So we want lots of whole foods. And we want to see each food group represented in every meal, right?
Excuse me, I must ask.
Yeah.
If we're having proteins for food, is grass-fed proteins the best way to go?
Well, it is if you're eating red meat, right? I think it's a little bit different for if you're eating red meat, that's really lean grass-fed is best. But you can also go for chicken or turkey.
Right.
Or lots of things with protein in them, right? So like you could eat eggs or fish. Totally up to you. But yes, that's a great question. We want to make sure we're eating lean protein. All right, Kiana, yes, more vegetables at every meal. That's awesome. That's exactly what we want. We want half our plate to be fruits and veggies at every meal. Okay, you guys are so smart. I love it. All right, our healthy habit challenge for the week. We are still doing all of these things from our past health corners, but this week's new healthy habit challenge is to think about your family's classic holiday dishes, because every family's one is going to be different, right? What we eat at my holiday dinner table might be different from what you eat at your holiday dinner table, and that's okay. But what I want you to do is to think about your family's classic holiday dishes and what you usually see at your holiday table. So maybe it's Christmas and you celebrate Christmas dinner or a brunch or lunch, or maybe it's Thanksgiving if you celebrate that, or a Hanukkah meal. Whatever you celebrate, I want you to think about what your classic dishes are and identify a dish that you're going to help cook this year and how you can incorporate a food swap into it to make it a little bit more nutrient dense, right? So that's the challenge this week, and I cannot wait to hear about what you all come up with for next week at next week's Health Corner. This one I really want you guys to think about because it's just be fun to share our favorite holiday dishes, okay? So that's what you're going to work on for the next week. Per usual, if you have any health questions, any Holly O'Malley questions or ideas, incentive questions or sound tests, please email me. Love getting emails from you all. Super fun. And if you want to watch this Health Corner or any of our previous Holly O'Malley presentations, you can visit our YouTube channel. I know some of you are subscribed. We appreciate the love there. And on Wednesday, we will work out at 3:30, okay? So I will stop sharing. I will stop recording and we can do talk story time.